Our top story this half an hour, though, game-changing rules. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill allowing college athletes in his state to earn sponsorship and endorsement money while playing for a university team. The measure garnering plenty of reaction. Watch.
Someone needs to force this dictatorship to change.
Creating change and creating opportunity is huge. There's still a lot of work to be done in that respect, but this is a nice step in the right direction.
The NCAA may implode, particularly as it applies to football. I think you may see third parties come in with a lot of money and say, you know what, this is about the cash now. You need to focus on yourself as a school and your economics as an athletic department. Let us invest in you. The interests of the NCAA as an organization are not fully aligned with the economic interests of the schools or the economic interests of the players, if those are now part of the equation.
The NCAA responding in a statement saying this: unfortunately, this new law already has created confusion for current and future student athletes, coaches, administrators, and campuses. We will consider next steps in California while our members move forward with ongoing efforts to make adjustments to NCAA name, image, and likeness rules that are both realistic in modern society and tied to higher education. Joining us right now are former New York Jets and Falcons NFL player, sports commentator Eric Coleman, along with former NFL players and investment banker Jack Brewer. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So, Eric, let me kick it up with you. Your reaction to this new law.
Well, I was excited when I saw the law pass, and I think it's a big step in the right direction for athletes, for student athletes. You know, for a long time, the NCAA has made billions of dollars off of the backs of these athletes, and it's only right that they start to get some type of compensation for their work that they're putting in.
So what's the NCAA upset about? That it's just going to cost them more money?
Well, yeah, it's going to cost them more money, and it's a shake in what's been going on, what's been the trend, you know, throughout the course of collegiate athletics. And, you know, for universities and colleges to make over $14 billion a year, NCAA making over $1 billion a year,
wow,
and student athletes getting scholarships, I think it's about time for them to start getting paid for the efforts that they make and all the money they generate to the teams.
Makes sense. Jack, jump in here. What's your take?
You know, this is something that I've advocated for many years. So it's been almost 20 years since I wrote my dissertation.
I know you said this on this program, actually. I know that.
Yeah, you know, but there are two sides of this. You know, this is going for amateurism, jumping into capitalism. And so there's always two sides to every trade in capitalism. And so you're going to have some losses here. And it just depends what the details of this bill say. But then more importantly, how the other states take this on. Because remember, this is just a bill passed for California. And now you're going to have, you know, schools in Texas and Florida and wherever else having to come and figure out exactly what they're going to do to combat this, because every student athlete is not going to make a lot of money off the field. And so what I don't want to see is for academics to go down the wayside for some student athletes who, for them and their family, really need to get that education.
Eric, you were saying it's a struggle in college being a student athlete, that it wasn't easy. There's this image that these, you know, football players kind of have it easy. They walk around as kings on campus. Talk a little bit about what it's like to be a student athlete on campus and what kind of challenges you face.
Well, you know, the biggest thing that you hear is that student athletes should be happy that they get a free education. Right. But if you're a student athlete, then you know that it's far from a free education. You know, you're working a full-time job being an athlete. You get paid a small stipend, you know, for the work that you do. But, you know, adding into the rent, you know, the bills that you have, and not having any money for all the work that you put in. They're the only group on the college campus that's not allowed to work a job and make money outside of school.
And Jack, Eric is raising the issue of if these athletes had been better taken care of by the universities, better taken care of by the NCAA, would we even be here? By the way, the NCAA argues that this move by California is unconstitutional, that it does not have, because the Constitution bars states from enacting laws seeking to regulate interstate commerce. So it's not unthinkable that this would go all the way up to the Supreme Court in a legal fight.
Yeah, I think it will. You'll see this in the Supreme Court. I don't think that it will be overturned. What I do think will happen you know, this law really doesn't go into place until 2023. I think what you're going to end up seeing is a number of states jumping on the California bandwagon. There's already been a number of congressional leaders and senators who have backed this. But, you know, at the root of all this, you got to remember about the parity. This is going to change the way that you see college football, college basketball, the schools that have big markets, schools that are in big cities. Those student athletes are going to have an advantage under this particular bill. And so the devil's in the details here. So let's not jump to one side or the other so fast, because it will be a huge benefit for a number of student athletes. But the unfortunate reality is, in capitalism, somebody usually also loses.
Yeah.